Our first project is to turn toilet paper and tissue paper rolls into candles. So what I did is I started by cutting them to the size I want, and then I just got some white paper or whatever color paper you want, and I measured it to fit around and I taped it on. Then if I had any excess on either end, I cut off the excess. And then I had my glue gun heated up and I made what looks like wax strips on the side. So I just kind of did these long sections and these short sections, let the glue really pile up on itself, and it ends up looking like candle wax. If you don't want to use a glue gun, you can of course use something like puffy paint. I just did a puffy paint that was in a matching color as my paper, which mine was a little bit dried out. But again, similar process where you just kind of build up with the puffy paint to make it look like wax strips, like the top of a candle. Next, we can put some tea lights in them. You can either find something to stand it on, like a paint bottle, or you can glue something inside that it can rest on. So this was a roll from a tape dispenser that I was like, I should hang on to this, I might find a use for it, and sure enough, I found a use for it. So these look super cool. And as I said, you can change the color papers if you want different color candles. This is a really simple project. Our next project is to make some tissue paper pumpkins. So here I'm just folding it up so I can cut through several at a time, and I'm going to cut out circles. I used my tape roll as the circle sizer, but if you want to make your pumpkins bigger and put, say, candy in there and pass them out to trick-or-treaters, you'll want to cut out a larger circle. I'm just making some mini ones here. Once you have your circle cut out of tissue paper, we're going to stuff it with either candy or some stuffing. I just used some yarn, and then bunch all the edges towards the middle. Then I'm going to pinch the top and twist it up so that way it's kind of like a pumpkin shape. Next, either grab some green floral tape or color some masking tape green with a Sharpie, and then we're going to tape that on top. Now if you do the Sharpie method, I didn't let my Sharpie dry, so I ended up getting marker all over my fingers, so just keep that in mind. But I just taped it along the top there. Here's another look at how you can bunch it up if you're having a hard time gathering all the edges towards the center. Just fold it back and forth, pinch it together, and twist it and add tape. And of course you can make these much larger and put candy in it, or you can turn them into a banner. So this next one uses those adorable yogurt jars. My mom's been eating these and I've been saving like all a million of them. The first step is to remove the stickers. I used a razor blade, but obviously if you're a child, get an adult to help you with this, and for everyone, put safety first. So I like to put my thumb inside the jar so I don't risk cutting my hand. Once the stickers are off, you might have some glue left, so I use this amazing product called Jug Ghosts. I will link it below, and it works great to get the rest of the residue from the sticker off. Just takes a little bit of elbow grease, but your jars will look so clean and so nice. So now I've got some tacky glue, and I'm going to just squeeze some into a cup. And then I'm also going to get some food coloring. So I'm going for a nice vivid orange. So I did about 3 drops of yellow food coloring and I think about 2 of red. I had a little bit of trouble with the red because it was dried out, and then I mixed it up. It's hard to tell inside the red cup, but that's actually an orange color in there. Just make sure you mix your food coloring really well into the tacky glue, or you could use Elmer's white glue, just a basic PVA glue. Once you have your glue colored and mixed up, just get out a paintbrush and paint the outside of the jars with the glue. You can paint it on there really thickly, you can do thin coats, you can do several coats, or just one coat. However you want your pumpkin jars to turn out. Once I get it completely coated, I will set it out to dry. Another method, if you want to skip the glue method, is to just get out some Sharpies and color your jar in orange. This is a little bit easier, but it just takes more time because you have to color the whole entire surface. And then no matter which method I use, I'm going to get a Sharpie and add a face and turn it into like a little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Of course, you can make your face look however you want, and then you can put tea lights inside of them and put them on your mantle, and they look super cute. Keeping in the pumpkin theme, we can go ahead and also make some balloon pumpkins. These as well, if you want to fill them with candy, would make for some super cute trick-or-treat items. So I just inflate my orange balloons and drew a face on there. Once I've got them inflated, I'm going to take a green balloon and I'm going to cut it into strips, just pretty rough, nothing fancy here. And then I'll take these pieces of green balloon and tie them to the top as leaves and like a stem on the top of my pumpkin. And I think they look so cute, and these are also adorable if you hang them up in a garland. Our next project is to make some paper bats. So I found a free bat silhouette off of Pixabay and I dragged it into a Word document. Then I click on color and go down to set transparent color, click on my bat, and now he just has an outline. Once I have just a bat outline, I'm going to print it out, and this is going to act as a template for me. So I've got my bat image printed out, and I'm going to cut out my template. Then I've got a stack of construction paper, and I'm going to trace my bat onto the construction paper. When I trace, I just did a really rough job. Fortunately, the bat's pretty forgiving, so you don't have to be super precise when you trace it. And of course, when you cut it, you can make adjustments if you find out you didn't trace it as well as you liked. Fortunately for me, I was able to fit 3 bats onto a single piece of paper, so I traced those out, and then I started cutting through several layers of construction paper at once to cut out several paper bats. Again, you don't have to be super precise when you're cutting, as long as you get the general shape. Once I have my bats cut out, I'm going to fold the wings across the body, and this will give it kind of a 3D effect. And then you can tape them up and hang them up wherever you want. I like these coming out of the fireplace. They're just kind of fun and spooky. Next, we're going to make some paper spiders. We're going to start by tracing out a circle on construction paper. You can make it as large or as small as you want, and cutting it out. Once you have it cut out, we're going to cut a slit from the side into the middle, and we're going to tape the edges. I kind of folded it on top of itself into a cone. Next, I'm going to cut out some strips of construction paper in a different color. And I cut 4 strips and then cut them in half, and these are going to be my 8 spider legs. Once I have the strips of paper cut out, I'm going to fold them back and forth accordion style. This is a project that I made with my Nana for years when I was really little growing up, and it's just a fun one if you want to get the kids involved for making Halloween decorations. Once I have the legs cut out and folded, I'm going to either tape or glue them to the bottom of my spider, and now I've got a spooky little spider. You can add a face if you want. I made this one happy at first, but then I realized that all spiders are evil and angry, so I decided to give it some eyebrows that would show that it was a mean, angry spider, because all spiders are evil, even these cute little paper ones. And of course, you can add a string to hang them up. It's also fun if you hang them up near a fan because they'll move with the air. For project number 7, we are going to be making some coffee filter ghost. So the basic idea is for each ghost, we need 2 coffee filters. The first one I'm going to crumple up, and then the second one I'm going to wrap around it, and then I will take some string or yarn and tie it around the base, almost like a badminton birdie, and then I will tie them together to make a garland. You can make a garland of these cute little ghosts, or you could just hang them individually. This is very similar to a video I posted last year, I'll link it above, where I made larger ghosts with the same method using tablecloths. So check out that video if you want to make some larger ghosts and you want to make some that will last in the outdoors. Project number 8 is going to be making a ghost out of cloth. This is a piece of cloth that I got at the Dollar Tree. It's called spooky cloth, but cheesecloth would work as well. We need to make a form for our ghost. So I inflated 1 balloon large and I taped it onto a plastic cup. Then I inflated 2 smaller balloons to be the ghost's hands. And I also put these on a plastic cup and I taped them together so that way my frame stayed pretty secure. Then I tested to see if that was the right shape I wanted, and I decided that this is how I want my ghost to look. Now this next step, I did the classic, you think you're filming but you accidentally stop filming. Basically what you do is you squeeze out some glue, either tacky glue, I like Aleene's tacky glue, or you can use some Elmer's white glue, basic PVA glue, and do about a 50-50 mix of glue and water. Mix it up really well, then stick your cloth in there and let the cloth absorb all the glue. Make sure you have enough so all of your cloth is coated. And then once your cloth is coated, we will pull it out and drape it over our form. Once it dries, it's time to peel it off the paper and off the balloons. Now you do kind of change the shape a little bit as you're peeling it off, but fortunately it holds its shape really well and you're able to kind of re-fluff it and it will retain its shape and stand on its own. And now you have a spooky ghost form. Number 9 is one I wanted to try for years. I've seen it online so many times and I think these turned out super cute. Basically, get an empty water or milk jug and draw a face on it. I just used a Sharpie, super simple, and if you look online you can find all kinds of adorable inspiration for how to draw your faces on there. So I added my faces. And then I decided I wanted to put lights in them. You can either get some string lights. I've got these ones that are battery powered and I put them in there and they lit up. You can also use glow sticks. So I just put 2 inside of each ghost and then I'll show you how it looks when we turn the light off. Again, these are so fun and spooky and will look great lining your sidewalk for when trick-or-treaters come. For our last one, we are going to turn either a door, or you could do like a pillar on your porch and turn it into a mummy. First step is to make some eyes out of paper plates and grab some masking tape, because a few years back we wrapped some doors in wrapping paper for Christmas and we used regular Scotch tape, and that will peel your paint off your door. So make sure you use packing tape because it won't peel the paint off. Then I got my crepe paper and I just draped it back and forth across the door, taping on the sides. You could even wrap it all the way around the door if you wanted, or if you were doing a pillar, you could just go around and around, crisscross it, then add a little tape onto our plate eyes, and now you have a spooky mummy door. So there you have it. These are 10 DIY Halloween decorations. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, and let me know if you try any of these projects out. I know I had a lot of fun making these and they turned out so cute, so I hope you enjoyed them as well. If you did enjoy this video, make sure that you hit the like button and also subscribe, because I will have some more fall decor and DIY videos coming out soon. Happy crafting!